You're listening to Wild Things and Wild Places, a Muley Fanatic Foundation podcast that aims to discuss issues and efforts related to the Muley Fanatic Foundation mission, the conservation of mule deer, furthering the sport of hunting, and sound wildlife management.
Everybody knows I'm a Muley Fanatic.
It's time for Wild Things and Wild Places. And here's your guide, Joshua Coursey.
Welcome to another episode of Wild Things and Wild Places. I'm your host, Josh Coursey, and got a very beautiful and special family here with me today. And of course, we are doing a series on Putting the U in Hunt, the program with Muley Fanatic Foundation, where we are blessed with the opportunity in partnership with Wyoming Game and Fish to offer a program that allows youth with terminal illness or life-threatening illness the opportunity to hunt big game in Wyoming. And joining me today, a beautiful family from Ohio. I've got Dad Cody, I've got Mom Ashley, I've got the young man Ollie, and I've got the superstar, the hunter Anna, who will be beginning her elk hunt at daybreak tomorrow morning. Welcome, family.
Hi, nice.
Thanks for having us.
Nice to be here, and been a joy so far.
Yeah, I had the great honor and pleasure, along with Joey, to meet you guys in person last March in Ohio as part of Hunt for Hope's event. A great event. Of course, Cooper and Scott and Heidi and everybody that helps with that event. You've been very involved with that event and helping as well. They've orchestrated a great team, tremendous support by the community. But this is something that really came as a byproduct of us being out there. And just the opportunity presented itself. And I think that's how God works. He opens doors and presents opportunities. We got to be ready to receive them. And boy, we have been.
For sure. Yeah, it was a big surprise to us all. I think when you said you happened to have one tag left and asked if Anna would want to come out to Wyoming here and go hunting, I think I was almost in tears there and texted Ashley real quick. It was like, hey, Anna just got an opportunity to actually come out and try to get a nice elk out here. So
let's talk a little bit about Anna. Bob, why don't you give us a scoop? We I don't want to not recognize we know what this program is about. You know what this program is about. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about it because really we just want to talk about hunting because that's what's exciting. But there is a special circumstance here. This created the opportunity for it to be part of a special program that's been developed.
Yeah. So when Anna was born, we didn't know that she was born with a disability. It wasn't until she was about a year old. She wasn't hitting milestones, and the doctors wanted to do further testing, and that's when she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. So very normal pregnancy and birth. It was something that we weren't expecting at all. So very hard to accept because we weren't preparing for it, didn't have any inkling that it was even a possibility, really. So she quickly overcame a lot of things that people thought she couldn't do. She's very strong-willed, very determined, so she doesn't let a lot of things... She doesn't let a lot of things stop her. As she started getting older, she also started suffering from seizures. So that kind of came out of nowhere too, because she went several years without having them. So that was something that was very hard to deal with. So that was challenging, but she does really well.
Yeah. And not knowing this, the first, as you said, a year.
Yes.
Then to see some of these milestones that you anticipated should be met. What was that process of actually being able to dial it into what the diagnosis was?
It was a little bit of relief, but also a little bit of just panic and worry because we didn't know what the future held for us. So very challenging to accept, but also we knew that something was going on because she wasn't meeting those milestones. So to actually have a diagnosis was a little bit of a relief. Right. So we could help her and get her into therapies and things that she needed.
And how has that changed over the last decade?
As far as
therapy, just the prognosis and...
Yeah, so we didn't know at a young age what her capabilities would be. She does physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy through school. And she also does horseback riding, which has been really well for her too.
That's got to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, she's overcome a lot. She's very intelligent. She holds a 4.0. Physically, she still has limitations, but she figures a way out how to get done what she needs done.
Yeah, that's incredible. The one thing about this program and being able to vicariously experience these hunts with what will now be over 100 youth that have been able to participate in this program since we started it. As a parent myself, all of us on the team, it gives us an opportunity to have insight for what we take for granted. And it's not any fault of anybody's, but when you don't experience these setbacks or these challenges or obstacles, then you're foreign to them and you don't know them. But when you're exposed to them, and then the load that it is, not just for the children, but then the families, the parents, the siblings, everybody involved, it's a family effort.
Yes, it is. And we are lucky that we have family that helps us, and Ollie is awesome with her. He is always helping out, even when she doesn't want it.
How old are you, Ollie?
6.
6? Are you excited to be in Wyoming? Yeah. The smile tells it.
Yeah.
First time to Wyoming for all of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are very excited to be here.
What was your first thoughts?
This is way different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're more-
Ohio was home. I guess we should say that.
So you can see for forever here. There's
miles
not
and miles. There's no
houses. There's no city 10 miles down the road.
trees.
No trees.
No trees.
That's a big
high desert
yeah.
for sure. Huh?
Yeah. So it's a way different scenery out here for sure. So you don't see mountaintops, or you can't see
Hundreds of miles
away, whatever. It's you look in the trees or you see the next city.
Not only that, but like all the wild game here, like we saw so many antelope, and every time we see when we pull our phones out, and everyone else is like, yeah, that's every day. But it's just so cool to us.
When it's not something you see every day, it does have a little bit of fascination with it.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, 30 years ago now, when I was in the service, a buddy of mine that I had met while I was in the service had never been to Wyoming, and I took leave and was coming home, and he wanted to come back to Wyoming. And I remember we weren't even this far west into Wyoming. We were somewhere between Laramie and Rawlins, and he just all of a sudden was like, whoa, man, stop. And I was looking around like, what is it? And he was like, you can see the front of the train and the back of the train.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much space. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Like the engine and the caboose. I was like, I'd never thought about it like that. Yeah. Just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some preparations for the effort to get out here, the communications with our team, learning a little bit about this area. I'm sure you've done some homework or had to get an idea.
Yeah.
Have you ever hunted elk?
We did with Camo Dreams.
Camel Dreams with Derek? Yep.
With Derek.
Great operation.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Down there in Texas on a ranch, but just weren't able to find there on the ranch.
Yeah.
Not successfully. Yeah.
Not successfully, but other than that, that was our only time ever really going out for elk or anything of that sort.
Did you, as a family, is wild game a pretty important staple of your dietary intake?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's actually a joke in our house. Like every night I make dinner and it'll be like, what are we eating tonight? Because Anna brings in all these wild game and all these different animals. So we have so much in our freezers, but we rarely buy beef or meat from the store. So
The neighbors will come over, we'll have a party, and everybody asks, what is this?
What are
yeah,
we
a lot of people don't like deer,
Yeah.
so they'd be like, "Is this from the store? Or did you? Yeah,
Is this
deer.
roadkill?
So, yeah, that's what we all harvest. Ollie shot 3 deer last year.
What?
I mean, we keep the freezers full with deer meat and
Yeah.
turkey and all that.
Whatever else Anna brings home.
So, just the interest in wanting to hunt for Anna, and then Dad, just the progression of this heritage that this family is going to continue to have, and we're not going to let these setbacks of someone's health get in the way of being able to create great memories in the field.
Yeah.
This is a great experience.
Yeah. I was going to say, I still remember the first time taking Anna out. She was sitting in one of her little chairs, and she was coloring. We had a coloring book, and we also had her old tablet.
Yeah.
So she would be coloring, she'd get bored. And at one point in time, I said, there's a deer. Not paying attention. The next thing I know, she starts busting up laughing from watching her tablet as that deer's in the creek right in front of us. I was like, no. Never came close enough. I don't know why, but
yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about some of because they are just abnormal circumstances of what it takes for her to be able to facilitate the firing of a weapon. and to be able to utilize that tool, how that came to be. You've obviously had other experiences with these hunting opportunities that have been afforded for you with this situation. And
yeah, and honestly, Heidi and Scott Meshew with Hunt for Hope is the ones that got us into all this.
A world that we didn't even know was so big. It's so awesome that there's organizations like this, because we didn't know it was even available to people. Yeah.
Was there at any point a question whether Anna wanted to be a hunter? Or
She had expressed interest to Cody, because he obviously was a hunter growing up. And so he had taken her out and was just trying to do things to get her kind of involved with it. Obviously, we didn't have any equipment at all, so he was holding the gun or the bow and trying to aim it and trying to get her finger to pull the trigger, and it just wasn't working. And we saw an ad for Hunt for Hope, and
for their annual event.
Yes, and we were like, we've never heard of anything like that, which was awesome, and got connected with them. So.
Yeah, so I ended up calling and talking to Heidi, I think, for maybe an hour that day. And Heidi was like, yeah, you guys need to come to this banquet. We'll have tickets for you. We talked about all the different kind of adaptive hunting equipment that they have to get the kids out. It was just something that we never knew of. And Anna actually was too young that first year to go out with them. So they led us to Whitetail Heritage of Ohio.
Right.
And we went out with them and used Heidi's bow with the bite system, the eye scope, and all that. And it was just awesome to have all that stuff. And then we just started picking up little stuff and making it for Anna. She's got a crossbow now, completely set up with everything that she actually won from Whitetail Heritage. But
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But after her first kill, she was hooked. So.
That was it.
Yeah.
She's I want to do this more and more.
Yeah.
So
it is amazing how the equipment and the adaptive equipment, just that whole industry, it's amazing how technology. I know there were some setbacks today at the range. It wasn't necessarily with the bite system, but a new scope, a new rifle, it just takes a little time getting things dialed in. But it's amazing to me. It just to know that type of effort is being put forth to allow for these opportunities to be able to exist. I'm just humbled by it every time I hear of some company coming out with something that's allowing. I just was visiting with a guy at the range today who was talking about his nephew who's paraplegic. When I had this interest in wanting to go deep sea fishing, and the equipment that was adaptive that he could use through a breathing tube to not only cast the fishing line, but then reel it in.
wow.
And I was just
pretty
like,
cool.
oh my God.
That is cool.
It's like to think some engineer or somebody was like, no, I want to make sure that this opportunity persists for a loved one or someone. And then how it just grows and spreads within that community. But,
And there's actually, when we were down in North Carolina hunting, they had a system to where she actually was able, it looks like one of the old Atari controllers.
Yeah.
So it was just a joystick and then a red button. So she was able to move it back, forth, up, and down. And then when it was right there where she wanted to, hit the button, and it played onto a iPad right there.
how cool is that?
Yeah. She shot her first buck down there in North Carolina using that thing, and it was pretty sweet.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, we're very excited that you're here. What are your thoughts about tomorrow?
I'm nervous.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just getting out there.
Are you nervous? Yeah. No? You're like, bring it on.
Anna's so excited, yeah.
Because I know if I'm the one sitting there holding everything and telling Anna ready to go and getting her all set up, I don't want it to be on something on me or whatever to where she would miss a
Yeah, don't
lifetime.
It won't be like that. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. We're gonna this. It's amazing with the past hunts that we have been involved with this program. Well, now with this year's crop of hunters, will be over 100 hunts. Every hunter has had success. Not trying to jinx us, but I do think that it's just a blessing of the program. I know God's hand's right in the middle of this, and
Absolutely.
we're not looking necessarily to. We never have had this program be something about the size of the critter. It's just the experience in the field, the importance of how good this protein is for our bodies. I think it's going to be exceptional. I bet it'll be hard to sleep tonight.
Yeah. She has been looking forward to this for quite a while now. Yes.
She wants the biggest animal in the house.
Do you have a lot of mounts in the house now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are some of those Anna's?
Oh, yeah.
The majority.
The majority.
Yes.
The majority of them.
Do
But
you have space for an elk?
But we just starting to finish our basement
so
for her.
she wants something that nobody else is going to touch.
Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
elk takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
That's for sure. No, that'll be great. Moving forward, what's the future look like?
Anna's a freshman in high school this year, and she has expressed interest in college. So that's something that we're going to explore as high school keeps continuing. She's, like I said, she's very intelligent. She's maintained a 4.0 through middle school, and then she still has straight A's. I know the school year just started, but she's doing very well. So she's expressed interest in that. And she definitely wants to continue hunting. I know she has big dreams and big goals with that.
Other hobbies besides horseback riding?
She does play wheelchair soccer, and she's involved in 4-H, and she shows goats and chickens and turkeys, and she wants to show a dairy feeder next year. So,
Very nice.
yeah.
So a little competitive streak?
Yes, she is very
A little bit of a
competitive.
fire in her
Yes,
belly?
she does not like to be told that she can't do something or that she's limited to something, because she will figure it out. So,
That's what she'll hours upon hours with her 4-H animals, the goats. Like her goats walk next to her on her chair, or in her chair, power chair, and she leads them around the arenas.
Oh, very cool.
And she actually trained, before this year, she was training her goats to do an obstacle course. Yeah, they literally would go up on a teeter-totter, come down
through hoops.
through hoops.
Yeah, it was,
one of those little water pools for kids.
yeah.
I've seen dogs do that, but I've
Yeah.
never seen a goat do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
amazing.
So,
Very cool. As we've already talked a little bit about this, but there's going to be a cameraman tomorrow.
Yep.
We're going to film this. There's no reservations with the family about this.
you know,
Weatherby is, they do a film festival every year. And when we talked to them about this program, they wanted to be very involved. So we looked at all of the applicants and the hunts, and we thought it would be great not only to showcase the program through the outlet that Weatherby has, but knowing and being there firsthand, and the 500 people that attend the Hunt for Hope event. I
Yeah.
thought it would be really cool as if this video could also be showcased there.
Absolutely.
We've had several applicants at Heidi and Scott and Cooper, and that foundation has been able to put forth. It's hard for us to find applicants because of HIPAA laws. The schools and hospitals, we can't solicit this information. It truly is a program that survives by word of mouth.
yeah.
I guess that would be the challenge I would have for both you, Cody and Ashley, is that if you know of another child, or Anna, if you know of someone else that likes hunting that would be interested in this, that would qualify, you're familiar with the process. It's pretty simple in overall, just steps that need to be taken to get the license issued. But there's no boundaries, no preference. We'd rather have someone from this state or that state. Now, in a perfect world, we wouldn't even need this program, but there is a great need for it. And
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's, like we said before, we didn't even know this whole part of the world existed with hunting and all the adaptive stuff for the kids.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's the biggest thing is word of mouth, and just continue telling people what all these different organizations do and helping out.
Very cool. Ollie, what are your thoughts?
Are you excited for this tomorrow?
Yeah. What are you most excited about?
I don't know.
Just seeing that big elk screaming in. Yeah. Making sure Dad is doing his part, right? No pressure.
Yeah.
Any expectations, Mom, that you had about this? Anything that you hope? Anything that you're just hopeful or mindful of that you want this to just be what it is?
We're just grateful for the opportunity. We're grateful to be here, and this has already been amazing, just getting to come out here and experience a new place. And we're just, like I said, very grateful for the opportunity. And we have a good feeling about tomorrow, right?
Yeah. And you got to get out of school a little bit this week, right? Yeah. That's not. How was the flight coming into Rock Springs?
It was good. It was
So you flew from Cleveland, I'm assuming?
Cleveland to Denver, and then Denver to Rock Springs.
Okay.
Yep. We didn't have any delays of any sorts or anything. It was
Smooth
pretty
sailing,
smooth
yeah.
sailing, yeah.
Bringing a rifle, that's something you're accustomed to doing before?
We didn't bring anything for this, but no, we've never had a rifle on a plane or anything.
But we will be flying one.
Bringing the bite system and all that
That's-
stuff? Did you have to answer some silly questions about that? Or
Nope, I just put it right in the baggage that go underneath the plane, and
Yeah.
I wrapped it all up pretty good to where it didn't get thrown on the plane and busted or something. But yeah, no, we just had it go right underneath the plane and never had any issues.
Nice. Any parting shots? Anything we want to add?
No, just very grateful for tomorrow, and Ollie's got his rally cap on. He's ready. He's ready to go. But no, very, very grateful for the opportunity, and
Very excited, yeah.
can't wait.
Other family members back home that are eager to.
Oh my gosh, Anna has
Great
like a
anticipation to see pictures. And,
Yeah, Anna has a whole fan group from school to old teachers to family to friends. Yeah, everyone's been on the edge of their seat, so they're all waiting to hear some good news, huh?
That's incredible.
Family from all over the United States, just waiting.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this is a special opportunity, but there's a lot of folks, Weatherby, Maven, the folks that own the hotel, Lisa Anselmi Dalton. There's a ton of great people that support this. Scott and Heidi and Cooper. It's just amazing how tight the hunting community really is and supports each other. I'm grateful you guys are here, and the weather's going to be exceptional.
Yeah.
Ready to get started tomorrow morning at daybreak.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
All right. That's it. Another episode of Wild Things and Wild Places. Again, Cody, Ashley, Ollie, and Anna. Big elk hunt beginning tomorrow morning south of Rock Springs. It's part of Putting the U in Hunt. Happy trails.
And that wraps up another episode of Wild Things and Wild Places. But remember, the journey doesn't end here. Make sure you never miss out by subscribing. Whether you're listening to us on your favorite podcast platform, streaming us on our website, or following us on social media, subscribing is the best way to stay connected. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more wild episodes.
Everybody knows I'm a muley fanatic.